together. Drake's diss tracks hold almost little to no weight at all anymore because
I've said this whole time. It didn't even feel like East Coast, West Coast, the South, blah, 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 whatever. It felt like America versus Canada. I said Canada. Canada. It felt like some Olympics type shit. Countries versus countries, bitch. I don't care if we in the same continent.
validation of his entire
Working OT, trying to show you what it's like to know me. Never since the day you approached me, I've been thinking about you and you only. And we just like to fuck, that's nothing else. You know, I'm falling in love, that's for someone else.
What's good, y'all? So in this video, I'm gonna react to fantastic hip hop. I don't even know which title it is because they're all basically the same. It's getting worse for Drake. Drake's never gonna recover. I'm not really sure. It's something along those lines, though. Okay. If you know, Kendrick did his pop out and show pop out and show niggas show on Juneteenth. I watched it fucking live. That shit was bomb. It was fire. At the end of the night, I was tired. I was exhausted. To the point where I'm not gonna lie, when he played Not Like Us, like the what was it, the fourth time? It was either the fourth or fifth time. I was like, okay, we get it. Like, I got sick of it, but I'm the biggest Kendrick fan for real. For real. And when I say the whole show, I mean the opening acts, mofos. I was up there. Damn. Anyways, let's see what Fantastic Hip Hop got to say about it.
Kendrick Lamar has finally come back outside as we just witnessed is going to go down as one of the greatest moments of not just his career, but for the entirety of hip-hop, because what Kendrick did coming off the momentum of the biggest rap beef of the 21st century was legendary in every sense of the word, as he used all of the hype and excitement in the air to put together an event truly like no other, and of course, as everybody else is touching new levels of greatness, the downfall of Drake has just reached a new low, as after everything that went down here, there should not be a single person on this planet that thinks that Drake somehow still came out of this as a winner.
They do, and they're still trying to create fake narratives. It's very interesting to me how, like, academics is the source of all of the, like, found the anonymous source that did this, and the third. Found the anonymous source that did this, and the third. And it's just like, oh, okay, we get it. We get what you're trying to do. We get the narrative. We get what the fuck is going on, bro. Everybody, motherfuckers was in the crowd. Chloe Bailey, LeBron, Russell Westbrook. Somebody said Obama. I ain't seen no damn Obama, but shit. Just hella mofos, bro. Just hella mofos. Northwest. Well, I mean, that wasn't surprising to me. Just hella mofos, bro. Outside of the people that performed, there was a bunch of celebrities in the crowd, which is dope. So,
even in a manner where his career isn't in sheer and utter ruin, because with this performance, Kendrick didn't take the route most artists would, which would just be to capture the success of what went down, but instead of this, just like everything else Kendrick Lamar has done in his career, this performance was calculated, extremely well thought out, and super powerful, and while there are many reasons of why this was, it all comes back to the fact that from the moment the show at this point, and what's even more brilliant is that this wasn't because Kendrick was trying to spite him exactly, but Kendrick literally just proved that he is the clear winner of this beef, and that everything Drake has said is not just wrong, but it was genuinely embarrassing to even put in a song by just acting and showing who he really is. Now, the first way this was shown was in the initial leg of the show, which featured a set DJ'd by the one and only DJ Head, and with this opening act, we got to see an array of unsung and underrated talent from the West Coast get their...
And yeah, I didn't know none of them mofos. I thought he was gonna bring out SOB, RXC, RBE. Because they fire.
Chance to shine on the biggest stage in rap this year during a concert that was not just attended by nearly 20,000 people, but that was also being watched and followed by millions online. Now, there was a lot of West Coast artists who got to shine bright on such a big stage, and especially in this portion, guys like Jason Martin, Jay Worthy, and Westside Boogie were more ready for this moment than ever. And by giving these underrated and hungry MCs the chance to show off their skills, the discovery...
I was waiting on Vince Staples, no lie. Vince, Earl, Baby Keem. I was like, where the fuck is you at?
Discovered by fans who would have otherwise never known them, and even have the chance to go viral online by having so much exposure. Right off the bat by just caring about the artist in his community. Kendrick destroyed Drake's lines on Family Matters about him not giving back and showing love to where he is from, as by sharing the stage with so many artists that, while not being anywhere near Kendrick's size, are from the same place he is. It just shows from the very ground of this performance and on the most fundamental level what Kendrick was trying to pull off here, and as things went on, This only became more and more clear during DJ Mustard's set, which showcased so many of the biggest rappers and artists from the
Tyler,
West Coast, writing off everything Kendrick did leading up to this, which when it comes to the most important moment of the night in terms of humiliating Drake during this portion of the show, while seeing artists like Steve Lacy and Roddy Ricch on stage show that they are siding with their hometown over even the slightest chance of getting a Drake feature, and while Tyler the Creator garnered the most excitement from the crowd, not just because it was insane to see him rep the West Coast in this manner that was so unexpected, but also just because he's one of the biggest stars in rap and one of music's most exciting performers.
He's so fire. He is so fire.
What really was a bad look for Drake in this moment was when YG came out, as one of Drake's biggest so-called chess moves during the Kendrick feud was his attempt to try to tear Kendrick's closest people, whether it was his label mates or rappers that he came up with, apart.
And SZA was there as well. SZA was also there.
And especially in this regard, he really went all in on destroying Kendrick from his hometown when he shouted out YG on Family Matters and tried to pretty much force him to be on Team Drake, but despite this, YG showed that one of Drake's biggest moves in the entire feud when it came to hurting Kendrick in this beef absolutely fell flat on his face, as YG didn't just come out and show support for Kendrick as he channeled what it meant to be a West Coast MC in the arena like only few other guests did, but that he has his own problems with the OVO rapper because from his subliminal diss a few weeks ago, to the way he aggressively told DJ Mustard to cut him and Drake's collab Who Do You Love short, right before Drake's part came on, which I don't think many people noticed yet as just so many things went down. All in all, by giving smaller rappers from his hometown the chance to shine on what may go down as the biggest night of his career, and by having rappers Drake once considered friends and pawns that he could move against Kendrick like YG, show that this beef has only brought him, Kendrick, and their coast closer together. Drake's diss tracks hold almost little to no weight at all anymore because
I've said this whole time. It didn't even feel like East Coast, West Coast, the South, blah, 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 whatever. It felt like America versus Canada. I said Canada. Canada. It felt like some Olympics type shit. Countries versus countries, bitch. I don't care if we in the same continent.
Validation of his entire strategy that of course we saw on the disaster of the Hard Part 6. The remaining jabs that still held any sort of validity on a cut like Family Matters don't even make remote sense anymore and just have shown themselves to be even more elaborate lies that Drake created, and when it comes to Drake being maybe the biggest liar in rap. When Kendrick came out to perform in the final act of the show, it really showed off just how delusional and insane the OVO rapper is, and ultimately, when we look at all this in totality, it really leaves Drake's disses and strategy as some of the worst drawn up ever in a major feud because as everyone remembers, another one of the main digs Drake tried to get in on Kendrick to tear him up from the inside was by saying that he gets more love than Lamar in Kendrick's home city and that Kendrick is not really as big as he seems and that he doesn't even belong in a big three and during Kendrick's performance. He made sure that nobody will even think these things again as he disputed all these ideas as he delivered one of the greatest sets of his career, but not just because of his energy or the fact that he ran through his greatest hits, but because of how he put every single lie that was ever told about him during this beef to rest. Now, no moment showed this better than where Kendrick came out to his first full-on response track to Drake, Euphoria, which in a beef whereas more points were placed on the board, the higher risk there was for one artist's net of attacks to just cave in. With a track like Euphoria, as Kendrick did his research and made a piece of music that wasn't flimsy enough to just crumble when his opponent responded on impact. Everything he said here still applies to Drake and beyond what it represented when the song came.
That's the song I listen to the most out of all the diss tracks. It's my favorite one. No, I know all of them word for word, to be real with you. And I don't know why, for some reason, I forget Like That was even in that. So when he performed that, I was like, what the fuck, I forgot about this shit. This is where it all started. Well, no, first person shooter is where it all, well, no, For All the Dogs is where it all started. My folks really got to know that that's where that shit started. When your favorite Drake decided to just diss like 25 people and then play victim when they diss him back.
It is now becoming this ever-evolving musical hit piece that doesn't just reflect Kendrick's thoughts on Drake when he wrote it, but that also echo what he is thinking in the very present moment of where the rivalry is at, as during this performance. While of course Kendrick repeated most of the timeless jams, which will probably apply to Drake and haunt him forever, he also added in some new lines, like when he said, "Give me Tupac's ring back and might give you a little respect." Now compare this to Drake's diss tracks, which have only dissolved into embarrassing rants of delusional gossip, and the all-time failure of Drake is only more apparent and during the performance. One of the most beautiful moments of the entire concert was when Kendrick Lamar, J-Rock, Absol, and Schoolboy Q reunited.
And I've been a day one fucking fan, so when it was like that black hippie shit, I knew instantly. I was like, bro, this is crazy. But other people that I was looking at react, they were like, they were just like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, it's tough.
On stage as Black Hippie, and after a time where it seemed like this group was just not making music together anymore, and that they also may have not been cool with Kendrick, which was the rumor that Drake tried to use against him throughout his diss tracks as he talked about how Kendrick's label TDE does not respect him. On top of this,
which
moment
was
being
very
one of the most
much
powerful
untrue,
things the genre has seen in years.
Because they were all of them were defending him on Twitter during that whole thing. Every fucking body, even his wife, fiance's brother, Everybody. They're just the behind the scenes mofos.
It just melts off another one of the ways Drake tried to take Kendrick down and overall. With the failure of Drake's entire barrage of diss tracks against Kendrick Lamar never being seen greater than right in this moment where during the concert his words were not just proven to be false, but as Kendrick delivered moment after moment, especially in instances where he performed like that and the arena was so energized as he declared there was no longer a big three, and when Kendrick went on to perform Not Like Us 5 times in a row, which from the amount of times the crowd got too hyped and had to restart the song to when everyone from Compton at the show came up on stage to dance and celebrate the anthem they created, which resulted in this surreal moment where Kendrick Lamar, Black Hippie, DJ Mustard, YG, Steve Lacy, Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan, and so many others were just turning up together. As thousands in the arena and millions in the world galvanized behind Kendrick to not even really diss Drake, but just to celebrate hip-hop, the West Coast, and as Kendrick Lamar expressed towards the end of the show. A rare moment of unity where so many people came together.
The gangs
while the show
came
was as hyped up as
together
it was,
against Drake. That's crazy. Mofos didn't give a fuck who was standing there. It was blood. They didn't give a fuck if the Crip was standing. It was all everybody against Drake type shit. Just joking. It was about unity, of course. Against Drake.
Lamar didn't just make history in one of the most unexpected and meaningful ways he could have with this show, but by almost ignoring Drake in a way and make revival of the true spirit and essence of what hip-hop represents, especially on the regional level. Kendrick's managed to humiliate Drake more than anyone could have expected,
Who the fuck is that? He cute.
as his loss isn't just going to give one man a victory, but it's inspired the entire spirit of a genre to be in the most unified place it has been, and if this beef can do all this, it really adds another medal to Kendrick's jacket because it's showing how even in a situation that seems so negative as he went into a lyrical gladiator match that really did get intense at times, it was ultimately for the betterment of hip-hop and what he cares about most. So while this beef may never be truly over if Drake continues to ride off the momentum of his failure, and eventually, I am sure we will get another Kendrick diss on his end in the form of a subliminal shot. It's clear that with this legendary concert that we will be talking about for years to come, Kendrick Lamar showed that he didn't just win the beef, but that he brought
He
hip-hop back
destroyed.
into its
He
purest
took
form
his
in
head.
decades. So let me know, what do you...
He took his head, stomped on that shit. Oh God, that's just it. But he did it in the most mature, most... I can say that I feel like Kendrick got some petty in him, but it's a different type of petty. It's like, it's not like a, let me try to explain this. You know, like serial killers in house, sometimes it's like a mental game that they have to play. They have to manipulate, so they have to do stuff in a different way than like Jason is just coming at your ass, just flashlight, like he coming. You know he coming. He don't give a fuck. He not over here trying to trick shit. He's coming. And I feel like, I just feel like this was a battle that Drake wasn't ready for. Drake had his wins in the past for sure. Drake even won against some of the people he went up against during this shit. I don't think in the end, really, because he was morally wrong, but, excuse me. Kendrick just really was way ahead of him. He's a different type of rapper. He's a different type of intelligence level. His character is different. It was never going to be an even match. I don't care if Drake could rap better. Kendrick's mind is on a different plane. It doesn't matter. He wins. Because just like I said, the fans beyond Drake level. That's why they believe in this unbelievable shit. They kind of stupid. Hey, listen, I don't make the rules. I'm the messenger. I'm telling you. I'm just telling. Don't get mad at me. But Kendrick fans beyond, if you hear what he raps about, not the mainstream the people that actually listen to his fucking music, dissect the lyrics, go through it, or whatever, who have to be a certain level of intelligence to even attempt to do that. What the fuck? That shit was bomb. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. I don't care. Kendrick is him. Drake, go away for like 2 years. Try to come back. Maybe everybody done forgot about it. I don't give a fuck. But if you try to do some bullshit, I don't know. Anyways, y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I'll see y'all in the next one.